Whenever we're making decisions, like, you want to make wise decisions. You don't want to do something foolish.
Right.
And I feel like wisdom for me, like what it did was kind of open up my eyes to take the pressure off of me being like the know-it-all or the best, like having all of it. And it really has challenged me in my relationship with God. Like, and so for me, when I was like going through, and then also like the simple thing of like, how do you get wisdom? Like I love, again, I love all the days equally too. But when you read the scriptures and then you read the Bible stories, I'm like, I've been overcomplicating this. All I have to do is ask.
Yeah, right.
I have to just talk to God and ask for wisdom. And that's how I get it in relationship, like you taught us. And so for me, that has been a practice now, not just a thing I read in the study.
Yeah.
But okay, like what Julie said, hey, where are you at in this, God? Like actually, like let me sit with you and see what you would have me do instead of just thinking I know it all.
And like wisdom is not yes or no. It's not like go or stay, do this or don't, take this job or don't take this job. It's so much more than that.
But we like it to be that.
We wanna like just boil it down to should I or shouldn't I?
Like make it black and white, just so, and there's the gray.
God cares a lot less about which college you go to. And he cares a lot more about who you are when you get there and who you hang out with when you are there.
That's so good.
And that's wisdom, right? Wisdom isn't about like, should I go to Clemson or University of Tennessee? We make that the decision. And it's not about a decision. It's about your life. It's about your relationships with me. It's about the way that you interact with other people. And then finding your way along the path as you go. Got a question for you about wisdom. So here's my question. How has your definition of wisdom changed as you have done this study?
The main way that it has changed is clarifying really the definition of what I'm looking for. So I wrote down in the video notes, God's more concerned with your attitude at your job than your job. I feel like a lot of times when we're praying for wisdom, we're looking for a roadmap of like, what do I do now? And a lot of people in my group are praying for that right now. And just going through that week, we were all talking about, okay, so it's less about where I live, what my job is, specifically my next step. And it's more, who am I talking to when I'm there? What's my attitude every morning when I go to work? And focusing on that has made it so much easier to talk to God about it, that I really know what he wants me to have.
That's awesome. Let me ask you another question. How has discussing what you're learning in the group helped you in your own understanding of the word? Does that make sense? Like maybe somebody said something in your group that made it come alive to you even more.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we're all in a different place in life. I have a 20s and 30s group, so it's like anywhere from like 23 to 37, and we're at different life stages. So it's something where somebody might be discussing how they were praying for wisdom in a certain job because they didn't like the job. And another person was able to bring out, oh, I've had that similar experience, and I started focusing on why I was there. And it became less about doing something that I enjoy, and there are people at this job who don't know Jesus, and I am maybe the only person who's introducing him to them. And if you make it about that, and then I was sitting there listening to these two people have this conversation and was like, wow, that never even occurred to me. Like, to every time I get a job, it's like about me. So I think being able to hear someone else say, it's not about you, like take a step back and it's about something so much bigger.
Tell me, how has doing this study helped you to apply this idea of wisdom differently in your life than maybe you were thinking about it before?
I think it reinforced a lot of things that we kind of forget about. And Samantha touched on it a little bit, that it's not about us. We tend to think it's about us, but it's really not about us. It's really about other people. So I try to approach my day-to-day life, my work life, even just running errands, as God using me to do something to benefit someone else.